Hello, welcome, beautiful Aries. You have found this video at the perfect time. Thank you for trusting your intuition. Thank you for clicking on this video and resonating with your heart. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Anya. This is Spirit Guide Tarot, and I'm so happy to be with you today. So what I'm going to offer today is a general reading. So parts of this Aries may resonate with you. Parts of it you can just leave out for the other Aries. And if you feel a calling to dive deeper with me into your specific situation, you can always get in touch with me for a private reading. All right? Okay, so let's dive in. Sometimes before I do readings, I look at some cards to kind of get a sense of where this is going. But today I felt very strongly to just go ahead and jump into the reading. I don't really know what this is about, but I do get a sense that this reading is about some kind of relationship. So I'm going to kick off this reading with an oracle card and see what someone wants to tell you. Okay. So there's somebody in your life, Aries, who is feeling sad. And the oracle card today says, the distance between us kills me. The distance between us kills me. So you're dealing with some sort of separation, some sort of, maybe it's a no contact situation. Maybe it is a relationship that it's at a distance, and you write romantic letters to each other. You write long correspondence. I do get the feeling that this is a romantic situation, or even if it's not directly romantic, you're hoping that it may turn into something specifically romantic. But there's definitely a lot of energy that I'm feeling in this connection here. So let's get a little bit more information about where you're at, my darling Aries. And just as a little note here, I wanted to say that this reading is applicable to if your sun, moon, or rising is in Aries, as well as my readings are applicable both for Western astrology and Vedic astrology as well. So if you resonate with either of those systems, you're in the right place. Change. Woo! There's a bit of a whirlwind happening. I feel like there is more change happening on your side of things in your life than your person's. Like maybe they have a little bit more stability right now, a little bit more like sameness going on in their life. For you, things are a bit chaotic, a bit topsy-turvy, a bit like the ground is shifting under your feet. So you've got a lot of change going on right now, which definitely can be, challenging to deal with. So I want to invite you to take a moment and just place a hand over your heart. Just take a couple breaths. And as you breathe, just like feel yourself really grounding into this moment through your breath. You are safe. You are safe. Yeah. Grounding is so important, and that's just such a simple way that we can ground into the present moment is through our breath. All right, so let's see what else is going on here. So you've got a lot of change in your life. You are at a distance or not in communication with someone who really wants to be in more communication with you. This person is feeling the lack of you. They want more of you. What else can we see? King of Wands. This person that you're in connection with is very passionate, very intense, very loving. I get a very warm energy from this person. They're a good person. They're a good person. Yeah, but you're feeling some sort of distance, separation. Maybe it's like a geographical separation, a physical separation. And you're just like dealing with that right now. Wow, interesting. Okay, I just reshuffled the cards as you saw here, and I'm getting the King of Wands again. So this is a sign for you to trust that the person you're connecting with right now at a distance, and maybe that is a no contact situation as well, but please remember that even a no contact situation is still a form of communication. I want to say that, that's something that we sometimes don't think about, is like when we put up a no contact, in a way, it's a very intimate thing because it's a more specific framework than just like not talking to someone. You can ghost someone, that's something, but you can also put up a no contact, which also is something, which you can leave something trailed off, or you can say no. But when you say no, that's a very intense energy. So whatever kind of dynamic you're experiencing right now with someone that you have had romantic feelings for, and maybe you're like releasing them through the no contact, or maybe you're really like wanting to pursue and move forward with this person, wherever your situation is at, my sweet Aries, I'm really feeling like I need to tell you just some reassurance that the person that you're dealing with is warm and kind, and that if you've been feeling any mistrust or like irritation about this person, I mean, especially if you've got no contact, you obviously have done it for a reason, but Spirit wants you to know that there's something Spirit wants you to know that this person's soul is warm and good. And yes, they may have made some mistakes, but like Spirit is encouraging you to feel the warmth in your, actually, okay, let me rephrase this. It's coming through more clearly now. Spirit is wanting you to see the warmth that is in this person, because this is in truth the warmth that connects us all. Like we all have a soul. We are all spirit. And so even like the worst people, I mean, the Hitlers, the Trumps, all these diabolical characters, even they have a soul. And so whatever you're going through with this person, like if you're feeling some doubt come up because maybe, you want to see them, but it's such a long distance, and you're like, I don't even know. Like, so you're maybe trying to like dig into like, do they have, shadows in the closet? Or maybe you're just really frustrated. You've been frustrated with this person. You've stopped communicating. Well, I mean, the person is saying like there is some sort of distance that's really stressing them out right now. But to just like, at least for the context of this like moment that you and I are in together here in this reading, that it'll be good for you, for your growth, for your healing, to focus on their warmth for a minute. Just focus on their warmth. Yeah. Because you, as the high priestess, you are capable and very strong in your own intuition. I mean, that's why you've been led to this channel here to talk with me in this moment. And when we are really in tune with our intuition, there's a fine line that we need to strike. And the fine line is about forgiveness and trust. So yes, when we are interacting with someone on whatever level, there's energies interacting, your energy, their energy. There's an interaction of some kind happening. Even if it's a no contact, there's still an energy connection, because we are connected to all beings. The challenge when we are that intuitive is we can sometimes get the ego activated into wanting specific outcomes, because it's such a delicious feeling to feel connected to another person. It's like, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. So, but also then come expectations, and we can get into like the human ego of like, I want this person to behave in this certain way, right? It's like, this person should be this way. And then we get into the mind of judgment, and things can kind of go awry in the connection. So just for this moment, as we're connecting here, dear friend, dear Aries, I think it's just really important for you to keep an open mind and keep an open heart, and just take a moment, maybe just breathe into your heart for a moment, and just let yourself experience and feel the warmth, that soul spark of the other person. Because what you are healing through is, the Devil card here is talking about false perceptions and old karma. So whatever is going on with this person, you are clearing out old karma. You're healing the past lifetimes, past incarnations, and letting go of some old stuff. So that's beautiful. That's progress. But as you go through this journey of letting go and releasing that old lower vibrational karma, fear, stress, worries, judgment, anger, all that stuff, we can do that while also keeping in our heart this feeling of love and warmth and care and compassion for the other person, no matter how they show up, no matter what they do, unattached to even how they act. It's like you love this person, you care about this person, they're important to you because Spirit has allowed you to have heightened intuition in this connection, in your connecting with them. So it's like, oh gosh, the relationships are so beautiful, especially deeply loving ones. You know, the ones where it's like, you just know when you meet them. It's like, I know you. I know you from somewhere else. That's past lives. That's your past lives. And yeah, in this moment, no matter what's going on between you and your person, just to tune into a feeling of warmth for them and sending them blessings on their journey, and sending love and warmth and blessings to yourself. So not only feeling a sense of warmth for them, but also I think it's really important in this moment to send loving warmth to yourself, because you are going through this rapid change right now. And I think that, you know, we can sometimes forget to pause and tell ourselves, congratulations. I know I do. I'm always like rushing to the next project or rushing to fix the next problem, instead of celebrating my wins and like taking a moment, patting myself on the back, giving myself a hug, you know, like, you're doing a good job, Anya. You know, so maybe you can relate to that. So but I feel like this person is trying to send you telepathic messages, or their soul really wants to communicate something else with you. Okay. I realize all the mistakes I've made. So it's really interesting because it feels like this person has had an epiphany recently, and they're moving towards you energetically. Now, this may not mean that you guys are going to end up together. You know, you're maybe not necessarily going to get married and have a white picket fence and a dog and a cat and all that. It may not mean that. It may, but it may not. But in some way, this person is energetically like moving towards you because they are doing some intense healing work and they're raising their vibration, and they're seeing some mistakes that they made. I realize all the mistakes I've made. So they're really getting clarity on themselves and, you know, the blocks and barriers that they have had towards meeting you in full love and transparency. That's awesome. And like when we upgrade like that, you know, your person is upgrading. When we upgrade, you know, there's no guarantee for how things are going to manifest in the physical world. But what is cool about that is we serve as like these inspirational models for each other. These, I'll put it like this. It's like the more you dive into who you truly are at the deepest level, which is a soul, then the people that you're connected to, you're inviting them to do the exact same thing. You're inviting them to meet you where you're at. And it feels like this person is rising to the occasion. They're looking at you and you're this shiny mountain and they're like, I want to do that too. It's not to say that they haven't been shining in their own way. Of course they have. We all do. But it's like you've been this touchstone for them. You've been this like, almost like the feeling I'm getting is like you've been pretty mind-blowing for them in a good way. You've like helped them uncover and unravel parts of themselves that has been inaccessible up until this time. Inaccessible for them to feel about themselves. So, okay, so I want to hear a little bit though more about what is the challenge in this relationship. Queen of Wands in reverse. So I'm feeling like this is you. And the gender of the card doesn't matter. It's just an energy. But Queen of Wands in reverse is like a bit of, I feel like you've been, okay, simply put, I feel like you've been wanting more from the connection and been disappointed in this person because, you know, they've been wonderful in so many ways, but also it's like you're a really passionate person. You're a really in tune person. Again, you're the high priestess. You're very intuitive. I feel like you're very spiritually advanced. Maybe this person hasn't quite been on the same wavelength as you. And maybe you've seen the potential in them, but it's like they haven't quite yet. It's like they haven't been able to meet you where you are, even though I want to say they've really tried. I mean, they've really tried their best, but it hasn't like, you haven't really felt fully like met by this person yet. And it's not their fault. It's not like they're a malicious person. It's not like they're, you know, bad or like trying to mess you over, screw you over, or anything like that. Like, and if it was, I would tell you because I'm super honest with what the cards tell, you know. But no, it's more just like they've just been in a different place in their evolution, you know, which can be hard for us to accept. It's like, oh, I really want this version of them that I can totally see for like 20 years from now, 30 years from now. I can see who they're going to become, right? And so we fall in love with this idea of who someone is going to become rather than who someone is in the present moment. You know what I mean? Yeah, Aries. So yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting. So there's some kind of separation between you guys. And I feel like you initiated that separation. Maybe it's a pullback, a light pullback, or full-blown no contact. I don't really know, but it's like you've kind of like stepped back in some way. And this other person is missing you, but they're also like upgrading. Okay, so what's next here? Possibilities. Let me clarify that with another card. What's next? What steps to take next? How to go forward? I have the change card again. Okay. How to move forward, how to walk forward. You know, once you click off this video, what to do next. Ooh, sister. Ooh, brother. Ooh, hello, harmony. Okay. This card is all about balancing head and heart. Okay? So, heart, head. Third eye chakra, heart chakra. Okay? So, this is deep, guys. So, this is a call to find a way to connect with this person that feels balanced between head and heart. Now, I can't give you the specifics of this because this is a general reading here. If you want to contact me to get more deep dive into your particular situation, reach out. But I can say for my collective Aries here, to balance head and heart is like, I mean, it's basically the path of the Buddha. I'm going to be real about this here. I'm going to be blunt. Okay, so it's the middle way. Because we can go all heart into life and that's imbalanced. We can go all head into life. That's imbalanced. And I've experienced both of those in my life, you know. I've experienced those extremes. But can we dare to do this? Head, heart. It's fun to make that sound. Make that sound with me. It's integrating, it's balancing, it's harmonizing those two. So if this person hasn't been meeting your very real human needs, that's a logical thought that bears weight. That's important. That's like, is to be taken into account. The 3D reality matters. It matters on our journey. You know, sometimes spiritual people will be like, you know, thoughts are the devil, thoughts are the enemy. We need to eradicate thoughts. We need to like transcend thoughts, blah, blah, blah. Maybe for the highest level of people who are right on the cusp of sainthood, that makes sense. But for the rest of us, not so much. We still need to use this. Okay. So the head, right? So I want you to ask yourself in this moment, how has this person disappointed me in the past? And what am I needing that this relationship is not giving me currently? Okay, so maybe journal about those questions. And then heart. Could take into consideration your heart. What is the love I feel for this person? What are the feelings I feel for this person? What does this person unlock within me in terms of emotions, right? If it's been a lot of anger, okay, take a note of that, you know? Why is that dynamic coming up? What old karma do we need to heal so that, you know, moves into the past, right? So, and what emotions are most important to you? Because only you can decide that. And only you can decide what emotions that you want to embrace and which ones that you want to release. Okay, so finding that balance between head and heart, that is the way forward. 22:44 on the clock. And, you know, I will say this. Every single relationship is unique. So yes, we can read books about relationship dynamics. We can learn about attachment styles. We can get opinions from experts. You know, we can do all those things, and those things are absolutely wonderful. But at the end of the day, every relationship is completely unique. It's like a snowflake, right? So my beautiful Aries, do not feel pressure to make your relationship conform to any particular cookie cutter formulation of how you think that things should be according to some societal standard. How do you want it to be? So I feel like this reading here is a gentle nudge to really get clarity around what you really want from this connection. Like, what do you want and how do you want it to look? And then getting clear on that and presenting that vision to your person, to your other human that you're interacting with, and see if that vision aligns for what they want, right? Because it takes two to tango. You have to have an agreement, a mutual agreement on how you want to structure a relationship. So I'll tell you, you know, for example, you know, one of my longest friends used to be my fiance. We were engaged and we had this beautiful relationship for about 5 years, like off and on, for about 5 years. Then we got engaged. And then after I realized that it wasn't, I balanced my head and my heart. My heart wanted to marry him, but my head said no. So I honored that. And so we took about 7 or 8 months, maybe even it was 9 months, something like that, where I requested no contact because I needed to reset my system because I knew I wanted this person in my life as a friend, and they wanted to be in my life as a friend, but we needed space to like reconfigure the format. So we took a long time of no contact. And then once we came back from that no contact, we were able to rebuild from the ground up as friends, and we are still good friends today, and we are there for each other. And it's a really beautiful connection. And it's like all the difficulties that we had in our romantic relationship, they just drifted away because we shifted into something different, you know? And I've had people tell me, like, you shouldn't be in this person's life because, you know, if you're really, there's lots of narratives about there about, like, you know, if you're really looking for the one or you're open to the one, you won't have any exes in your life. But like, that just didn't ring true to me. So yeah, just a little example of like an invitation for you to decide for yourself, apart from what society or anybody else says. Trust your own intuition, Aries, on this. Yeah, Page of Swords. So there's going to be a conversation soon. I feel like this person might message you, or you might message them, and have a heart-to-heart about where this relationship is going. And again, only you two can decide that between you, right? Like for my example, like if my friend, former fiance would have said, I don't feel comfortable being friends, let's just never talk again, then that's what would have happened, right? But because we both wanted the same thing, we wanted to stay in each other's lives, it was important to us, that's what happened. But I think you need to get on the same page with this person. And I think it's time. Maybe there's just been like a lag in communication. This person misses you. But you've been like going through this change, this energetic upgrade is what I'm feeling. Oh yeah, confirmation. This like leaf just blew past the window. Yeah, you've been going through a lot of spiritual upgrades. You've been getting more downloads. A lot of really beautiful things have been happening for you. And, you know, you've been calling into question, how do I want this relationship to be moving forward? Do I even want this relationship? So let's get a final card and then close out this reading. What else? Is there anything else that Spirit wants you to know about this beautiful connection with this other soul? Okay. Wasn't expecting that. The Master. Okay, this card is unique to this deck. Wow. Give me a minute. I'm trying to feel into this. Okay. So when I'm going to go back to what I was saying in the beginning of the reading. As you really reflect, as you journal, as you go about the next few days, really like reflecting on what you want, balancing head and heart, a really important key element that I would really encourage you to tune into is that warmth that I mentioned. Like in all your processing, don't forget that this person is a fellow soul. Okay, so whatever may have happened or is happening between you guys, it's really, really important that you do not lose sight of the fact that this person is a fellow soul and that you are on this journey together. No matter how it looks in the 3D, no matter how it may seem to manifest in the 3D, that this person is a soul and you are a soul. And allowing yourself to feel that warmth and compassion for them no matter what you decide that you want. Does that make sense? Okay. I think that I feel you feeling that makes sense. I'm so glad. I want to end this transmission with a little message. If you haven't read my book yet, The Peace of Reiki, Practices for Co-Creating New Earth, this is for people that have received Reiki sessions and are interested in learning more about Reiki. And this is also for Reiki practitioners, all levels from level 1 up until master teacher level. This is my heart and soul. So if you haven't checked out my book yet, The Peace of Reiki, Go check it out now. It's on Amazon and anywhere books are sold. I love you guys so much. I'll see you super soon in the next reading. Namaste. Thanks, Aries.